is so
forking.
cute.
You say that, but like at 2 a.m. when it's jingle, jingle, run, run, crash, it's not.
This is how I feel about all things that are babies, like baby animals, baby humans. I think that's covered most of it. Is that
baby plants?
No,
baby
I'll
minerals?
take a
That's
baby
so
plant
cute.
home.
Baby plants are adorable.
But I'm not going to, I'm going to look at baby things and think that's cute and then immediately remember how obnoxious they are and that I don't want them. Like, my animals are old and all they do is sleep. That's
forking.
great for me. And if
That's
I
your
could just
dream.
get, like, an old baby, then I'd be into babies. I don't want a grown person. I just
Like-
want a baby with
Like
the
a baby
personality
that's
of, like,
got
a
like that
90-year-old.
old man's disease?
Yeah,
Button syndrome?
Benjamin
Benjamin
Button. Yeah, I just want a baby
But at
that's
the
not going
end.
to cry and be
Shirty.
and suck the life out of me and resent me when it turns 18, you know, which is not a thing. So no
Forking.
cats, no baby animals.
All right. Let's just get to this. We have only so much time with the darling Rebekah.
Hey.
And I chose you deliberately to kick off No Swears September,
I'm in so much trouble.
which you did not even know was going to be the thing
no,
until
you
an
tricked
hour
me.
ago. Yeah, I didn't think you'd do it because you have said that whenever we brought up the beans, like, oh, that's gross. I don't want to be a part of that.
Correct.
and now you're a part of
But
it.
I'm a part of it, and I love that you
Yes.
know me well enough at this point to know that you have to trick me to
I
get
figured
me to do
you
stuff.
probably wouldn't back out once you were already here.
Like, correct. Also, yeah.
Or once you're at least committed. Like, if it came up via text today, I'd be like, it's this.
Sorry, I got plans.
Yeah.
What?
I
Hold
didn't
on,
think,
what?
I didn't think you'd bail on me day of. You have artistic
I
integrity.
do, correct. And that's it.
Yeah. But I found it perfect. Now, just so we set the ground rules for No Swear September, it is
Yes.
more than just not using curse words.
Okay.
Yeah, we
It
also
is
can't say.
PG-rated podcasting. So,
But for okay, I'm gonna listen and then I'm gonna complain.
if we say
Ash.
we have to be talking about a donkey.
Okay.
If we say
Punani.
we have to be talking about a cat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Our
vegetable.
innuendos can only get
Did you
so.
just say
Punani.
he refers to a vegetable?
Sorry,
This doesn't
I meant
count as
the
me swearing.
Asparagus? See?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
With the word
Ash.
in
Talking
it.
with
Ash.
asparagus.
Oh,
Yeah,
and as
it
a
was
part of
it
a
was
word.
confusing
Yeah,
for.
Part of a
Sorry,
word.
it came out wrong.
If
It was.
I don't know what
didn't-
kind of vegetables you're
I
eating.
was still behind. I was on your last sentence.
Okay.
While you
Everybody's
were
had a
talking
day.
about something else.
You know that
Punani.
vegetable you pick up from the store. Y'all don't know about that.
It's called the punani.
None of that counts.
We're
so
saying the
if,
rules.
if
none
it
of
doesn't,
this counts.
yeah, we haven't started the clock yet. If it doesn't fly on like afternoon television, then we got to call each other on it. We got to
Okay.
call our guests on it.
Yes.
And
because
they
I'm not on each other. Thank you. Appreciate it.
we're calling
Yes.
it on everyone, but guests are not exempt.
Okay.
And I have shaken and divided the beans into two
Lovely.
jars.
Ay, ay, ay.
They were mixed already. I was telling Rebekah that I am now 3 beans. 2 were good. 1 was not.
Yes,
Jordan,
sir.
you have a
Integrity.
question.
Jordan
I
has to have
I have
a
to
bean.
take a bean.
You do. You
Like
do.
the forbidden phrase last week.
And just for the
Oh, yeah.
podcasters, just for Steph, Jordan, and myself, we are still not saying the centennial word.
So you can't say 100%.
That is
right?
correct.
Okay.
Everyone else's beats,
Yeah, it's-
so I'm okay with all of this.
It's 100% Miss Jackson. There's like no changes to it.
I heard that this morning and I was like, hey,
Yep.
Also, this jar is so hot. Like,
hot
feel it.
beans. Wow.
Is it?
It's
Feel
probably
it.
warm because it's only.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was by the
10.
computer. It
It's
was
just
by
radiation. Chill out.
it was
you
by
know?
the exhaust of the computer.
Okay.
Also,
Okay, so you're gonna take
also
one.
gets pretty hot in this
I'm
room.
watching how this works. Oh, you can't even look at what
I
color
mean,
you have.
don't
You
because you
can't.
haven't taken any of the
Okay.
beans. You have no idea.
So
We've
just so you
taken-
guys know, Jordan like shook the jar up and then grabbed a bean out of it without looking. So that's what I'm assuming is going to happen.
Okay.
He has a color that we can't say. He's
I'm not
showing
gonna
us
look
that,
at it.
and he's just going
Yeah.
to put it in his mouth without looking, which is not what she said because this is daytime programming.
That's right.
Ooh, it's delicious.
Hey,
Oh,
all right.
good.
All right.
Good
Wait,
for you.
does that mean I can't make like jokes about your mom, and that's what she said. That's a daytime television, right?
Yes,
I
I
mean, your mom
feel
can say a lot of things.
it's true. There is definitely a little bit of gray area.
Okay.
Television does kind of get a little saucy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we all kind of have to call on it if it comes down to a vote, majority rules. If something is deemed to be too PG-13.
I was gonna swear at you already, so I'm super aware that this is gonna be difficult.
I cannot
for me.
wait for you to take a bean.
That's
I have
what
been
everyone
looking
says.
I've been looking forward to it for a long time.
You know, I like being here because Jordan thinks I'm very funny, and that's really deeply important to me. I need to build up my self-esteem. It's been a rough week.
It has.
And
You've been preparing for moving.
I don't even, like, the fact that I can't swear makes me feel like I shouldn't even have approached this subject. Yes, I'm moving for the second time in a year, so I've been living. Yeah, I think I moved the last time I was here, actually.
Okay. I wasn't crazy. I was thinking about that. That was my thoughts in the restroom.
So I
was like, didn't she move before?
I did. I moved 6 months ago.
Restroom thoughts.
Oh, you think about me while you pee.
Yeah,
I love it.
because I was just like, aw. I was sitting in there and I was like, wait, she already moved. And I was like, right?
Yeah.
Did she move?
So it's just nuts. I moved 6 months ago. I moved into a place that, like, things just kind of went sideways from, like, day one.
Aww.
So I had met this girl. She had been, like, a recommend from somebody else who I was talking to. And so for, like, 2 days we hung out because we wanted to make sure that we would be a good fit. So we, like, sat and talked and chatted. She was, like, kind of, like, ditzy but outgoing. And, you know, she had a little dog. I have a little dog. Like, she's a smoker. I'm a smoker. Like, it's a house. It's beautiful. It's a big backyard. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to do this. But, like, the day that I'm moving, my friends are with me. You know, we're sweaty. It's gross. We've been, like, doing the thing. And they're moving furniture in the house. And she's there. And my friends are like, hey, how's it going? And she takes, like, a full 30 seconds of, like, blank face, no response.
Like
and then she just goes,
you.
hey, and then, like, slowly walks into her room and closes the door. My friends look at me, and I'm like, I can't handle it. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. I've signed a lease. I can't handle that information, so I just have to pretend like it's not real. Yeah. Because what am I gonna do? And it's just escalated from there. Like, for 6 months, she hasn't worked, so she's home all day, every day.
Yeah.
She sleeps until, like, 2:30 in the afternoon and then is up until, like, 4 in the morning.
I don't know how people do that.
I got home the other night because now I just avoid going home. I got home at 4 a.m. I woke up at 9. Like, I can't sleep past 9.
I'm like that. Well, no, I'm 8 o'clock.
And, yeah, realistically, I wake up every day at 7. It's not my choice. It's because I'm a grown-up, and you have to do grown-up things when you're a grown-up.
Yep.
Unless you're my roommate, who I almost, like, would be willing to take a bean just to, like, say all the things that I feel about her.
Excuse me.
if you... What'd you say?
I said hubble.
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
I thought I heard something. Yeah, I mean, if you want to pay the penalty, feel free. Freedom of speech. You can say anything you want.
It may happen. I may drop, like, a hard C word.
What if it becomes a game? Hold on. As I was saying.
She's in the nicest way possible because I have to think in PG-13 or above or under whatever terms. Like,
below.
She is not a good fit for my life. And the cat is back here, like, wreaking havoc. She's not a good fit for me as a person. She told me while she was screaming at me, everybody yells at each other. And I'm like, I got, like, not one person in my life, not a single person do I yell at. Me and Anthony were talking about this earlier. Yeah. That, like, you haven't yelled at your roommates.
Never.
Do you guys have roommates?
Yeah.
Not
Wait.
anymore.
Yell in just, like, a general way?
No,
yell like I'm pissed.
Like,
yes.
In your face insulting you yelling.
Oh, God, no.
No, because that's not how human beings behave.
We're decent people.
Right.
I moved back in with my parents.
Oh, hey, congratulations. So is there yelling now?
It's all yelling.
My dear friend Mina, who Anthony's met a couple of times, just keeps sending me, and she's the most glorious human being on the inside and outside. She's a social worker. She's just kindness. And she sent me and has sent me over and over. Like, she's just not hot enough to be this crazy.
She's, like, digging out memes and whatnot.
Like, honestly, like, if she was wicked hot, I'd be like, okay, at least I understand where you catch an attitude from. But, like, you look like a sack of potatoes on toothpicks. There's no excuse for your behavior. You
That's
should
a
have learned
horrible
to be
way to
nice
look.
by now. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
And I like potatoes.
Not from this sack.
I can say from experience, it's not great looking like a potato sack.
No. No, you don't look like a potato sack. You are
just
a
feel like one.
well-proportioned human being.
I mean, not since your facial, anyway.
Oh.
Oh,
PG-13.
man.
Nope. He got an actual facial
Okay.
Yes.
that messed up his face.
Yes.
Oh, no. Did it break you
Yeah.
out?
No, like the lady had a personal vendetta against my face, and she was
Yeah,
just
he had
attacking
like
me.
lines scratching.
Have
me.
you had a facial?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have, but it
I'm
wasn't
like
painful.
psycho about skincare. Like,
Okay.
a little crazy.
So, like, what does the facial entail for
What's
you?
supposed to
So-
happen?
Yeah, how is it supposed to go? Because
Typically, the facials that I get, what they do is they put some kind of like cream or mask on that basically takes off your top layer of skin, so
Does
you
it
sit
burn?
like that for a while. Sometimes it might tingle,
Okay.
but I wouldn't say it like burns to the point. There's not discomfort. It shouldn't
Okay.
be uncomfortable. It
'Cause-
should be
'cause-
like putting something menthol.
Because
on your
apparently
face.
she put like chloric acid on
Yeah,
his
it
face.
was- it
It
burned.
burned
It
his
burned
skin.
a lot.
gnarly. And then they do this is my favorite thing because I'm into being tortured, but like they take this little tiny needle and they put on their big magnifying glasses. Have you had this done, Steph?
No.
So the place that I go to, I'll have to take you next time because it's terrible and so much fun. They go into like every micro pore
Oh,
that
when they
could
take it
turn
out?
into a zit, and they put a needle inside.
I
and they
need that
burn
now.
shit.
This
It
is
is
annoying.
like it is the most awful heaven. It's like getting your eyebrows threaded. Like
Oh.
when I get my eyebrows threaded, I'm like, this is for
Wow.
okay. So there's ways to get your eyebrows did. You could get waxed, but if I get
Yeah.
waxed, it breaks
That
me out.
I've had that done.
I got
Um,
mine
I
tatted.
have not.
You did. I heard the episode.
Yeah.
You guys think I don't listen, but I do, Anthony.
Okay.
Wow.
What did we talk about last week?
I don't know the answer to that. But I do. I heard 2 episodes in a row
Yeah.
talking about your eyebrows, which made me really,
It was
really happy.
interesting.
Threading it's from the Middle East, and they take a piece of thread and you know how if you like roll up a piece of thread, you could like roll it along your arm. Maybe
Yeah.
you did that when you were a kid, and it like catches the hairs.
Yeah.
They do that, but like purposely and specifically, and they do it along the whole top of your eyebrow, and then just yank that stuff
It's just like,
out.
whoosh, whoosh,
It's
whoosh.
crazy
Um,
because
like
the
they run it,
feeling
it's
is
kinda
hard to
interesting to watch.
describe.
It's
It almost
it's very
feels like a
strange.
razor is going
Yeah,
because it makes that noise too. It goes.
it's like
it's
one
just
moment of
ripping the hair
pain,
out.
Yeah, that
and then
sounds
all of your hair
awful.
falls into your eyes. But because it's like these beautiful Middle Eastern women who are wearing like I think is hijab just the head.
I forget. I know what you're
I
talking about.
think a hijab keeps the face exposed.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they have like
Yeah.
they're because they wear the hijab, like their makeup game is always on point.
Yeah.
Because you can
It
see their
is.
like that's what they're showing to the world, right?
Yeah.
And so those
Right.
women know how to do eyebrows. And when I go and it's a white lady, I'm like, oh, wait, thank you. I'm not trying to let white people touch me. That's all right.
Do they make you do the?
Yeah, they make you,
okay.
at some point you have to like
Yeah.
stretch your eyebrows. So you have to
like, close it
hold
and hold.
your
Like-
eye closed and pull down.
Over your own eyelid,
Uh-huh.
stretching down, and then your forehead stretching
Just so
up.
just so it's pulled apart, and then they can easily go in
It's
and do it.
the most
Yeah.
excruciating, like lovely pain. And that's the same thing I equate to when they like stick you with a needle all over your face. I'm like, yeah, girl, get it.
Have you ever gotten this or just eyebrows? I've never had my upper lip.
You mean
I
a
had
shave?
I had them do my lip,
Uh-huh.
but then it broke out. My skin is so sensitive.
Oh.
And let me tell you that having like a mustache of acne across your lip is like not the cutest, not the
Yeah.
cutest look I've ever had. So
I remember 5th grade.
I remember last week.
Oh,
I had really bad acne on my cheeks.
do you?
I used to. And in high school, this was all like.
It looks
Yeah.
beautiful now. I honestly deeply feel for men because you guys can't go about doing these beauty regimens without people giving you
Yeah, no, we can't
giving
do any
you
of these.
back
things.
sass. I'm trying to find new words for the words I'm saying.
Giving you stuff.
And this is why you have this is the only reason maybe in the entire world to date somebody is that when you date a girl, you're gonna
You can
get like
sneak some of them
face
side
masks.
products,
She's
yeah.
gonna do like
I'd never
she's
done a
gonna
face
do
mask
your
until I was living
nails.
with a girl.
Right.
Oh.
And even then, like that's the last like 5 years maybe.
But it feels
It's
good.
fun.
Like you guys should be able to take care of yourselves
It's-
the way that we do.
Interesting. I will admit, I do kind of enjoy a nose strip, peeling the nose strip
Oh,
off.
those are fun.
It's really fun to look, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just like
Weird.
a forest
like,
of gross
right.
trees.
My face is disgusting. That's so cool. I'm so excited about that.
Those are weird.
Like I have had my eyebrows waxed. I've talked about it. It was an accident.
An accident?
I've talked about it on the podcast.
Did you fall into the wax?
I don't remember.
Steph, do you remember?
No.
Well,
Okay.
Anthony, nobody
that's why my
listens
face
to
lit
you.
up.
Yeah.
I was like, excuse me?
Everyone's just waiting for their turn to talk. All right. Short story is short story is I was getting a haircut from a woman that I relatively knew. It was when I worked at JCPenney. We had the salon, so I knew a handful of the salon women from the lunch area.
Yes. Yeah.
So I needed to get a haircut. She was the only one there. So she was cutting my hair. Now, this was a very short woman. I think she was like Vietnamese or maybe
This is starting
Korean.
to ring a bell, but go ahead.
Yeah, it is.
So, like, the chair is bottomed out for her to cut my hair. So she says, your eyebrows are bushy. You want me to take care of them? So I'm like, okay.
Sure.
I assumed
She was just going to trim them.
she's going to use like the neck trimmer and just like bzz, 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 bzz. I'm like, okay, yeah, go for it. But she disappeared. And then she came back and brought me over to where you wash the hair. Now, my hair had already been washed.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out, well, what's happening?
What's about to happen?
I reason in my head, I'm like, oh, well, if my head is lower, she'll be able to get like a straight on view without crawling into my lap
Sure.
to reach my face. Because to make sure you've got symmetry, they're cousins, not sisters,
Yeah.
right?
Sisters, not twins.
Sisters, not twins. I think I keep
Forking.
it up.
Darn it.
Whoa!
Oh, wait.
Darn it.
I feel like that's okay.
Was that 2 in a row? I feel like.
Can where's the D word land? Let's
I
get
feel
a
like
ruling.
it's
I feel that's acceptable on television.
actually maybe darn it would be better.
Yes, darn it would have been better.
Dang it.
That's G. That's
dang
G
it.
rated.
I thought. Well, okay.
PG.
Son of a mother. You could have said a lot of
We
things.
can get a D word on Frozen.
Here's the thing.
No.
Eat
On-
2 of these.
On
And then let's
one of
talk
your
about it more.
DComs.
Nope. No, not even the decoms.
Here you go, sir.
They go shoot.
Are they
Darn
going to
it.
say the D word on, like backyardigans? No.
I'm trying to think of like live action where it's
Too
more
late.
likely to happen. Prime
I just Googled it.
Prime Television 100%.
Words you cannot say on
Well,
television.
no, I Googled is
Darn.
considered a curse word.
I
And
think
what?
And
technically
it said some people call profanity crude, but
Well,
some say that it's no cruder. It's
well,
just
Steph-
say or crap
Well,
than it
Steph,
is to use to say hate.
You did just say it.
Yeah,
so you
I did
also
just say it.
Take a beat.
Even when you're
I
in
don't-
the middle
I'm-
of an
I-
explanation?
Christians might consider it bad.
there ain't no Christians listening
No.
to this podcast.
I really hope not. Mom, go home.
I will. All right. One bean for the F word, 100%.
Yes.
God, you're
One
not
more
doing a
bean
good job,
for the
Anthony.
centennial word.
You
Steph,
might as well just call it
I
3.
know.
I mean, like, why are you trying to fight it? You know?
Because 3, I am guaranteed at least one bad one.
You know?
Steph, being the rules lawyer, I would give you a pass.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm the rules lawyer.
For that instance,
Okay.
because you looked it up.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But finality, ruling on the word, Kendrick Lamar's album, it is
Off the table.
PG-13.
Okay.
It's like a lake.
Yeah.
It is all
So
right.
Anthony's got 2 beans in
So,
front of him.
3 beans.
3 beans in front of him because the D word is off limits is what we're
The
deciding.
D word is
Okay.
off
Okay.
limits.
Unless you are the person who is deciding somebody else's fate, and then you can swear like a sailor for a minute.
That's true.
I wonder how many times in succession this is
Can
going to
you
happen.
just
I don't
eat all
know.
3 of them at once?
I feel like that's conflicting flavors.
Ruling?
It's up to you. I take it as you want.
Because I want
Um,
to see you all
That's
take
definitely
it one
not
at a
what
time.
she said, and that's not what she said
Do the
either.
same.
It's not.
Whatever makes you happy.
I'm gonna say it's got to be one at a time
Okay. You're
That's
deciding
what
to
she
make
said.
it work.
because I want to see them.
You
want to
have the
same thing.
reaction, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for 2 curses and a centennial, I have to take 3 beans,
Okay.
one at a time. 2 of them look the same, so maybe I lucked out. I'm gonna take that one first.
One.
What is that? It's not. You don't look disgusted yet.
No, it's like a strawberry or
I
something.
think,
Okay.
I think you're totally safe this one.
Okay.
Tohu.
This one. Same?
Some
Okay.
kind of like strawberry berry flavor.
It's like two of the
And then
Let's
one
see.
lemony one.
3.
Lemony. Maybe.
At worst, it could probably be like rotten egg, but I don't think it. I think it's
No.
like
No,
colada.
No.
rotten egg was like that orangey speckled one.
Everything's happy?
Everything's copacetic. It's all good.
So you just got rewarded for your
That
bad
was-
behavior.
I was real nervous. I was real nervous.
Fair enough.
I was really nervous for you too, but the color
Yeah.
scheme looked like
You
it was
were
okay.
telling a story.
Yes.
Eyebrows.
So my head is down, and like I said, the assumption is that this is so she can get a straight on shot to not mess up my eyebrows. So as I'm laying there staring at the ceiling of this JCPenney salon, I suddenly feel the hot feeling of just across my brow as the hot wax hits it, and I know exactly what it
before.
is.
Right, of course.
I know exactly what's happening the second it happens, but I also know in that same moment there's nothing I can do about
no,
it
the wax
now.
is already on.
So this is just going to happen.
Absolutely.
So
How did they look?
Sharp.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Sharp AF.
here's the thing about men getting their eyebrows done. If you go to the right place, if
Mm-hmm.
you go to somebody who knows how to do men's eyebrows,
Yeah.
they're just going to clean them up,
Yeah.
and you're just going to look like fresher. Like
Yeah.
you're going to look fresh-faced.
And my barber will use the neck trimmer and
get the eyebrows.
hit the edges and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Oh,
But
there
if
go.
you go to somebody who's like, I have seen men who I'm like, oh, you get your eyebrows done, and I don't feel like there's like a ton of judgment really, but it's just so obvious. Like
It was
that
it
is
was
something
kind
that
of
you have done
obvious.
on purpose because
Yeah.
your eyebrows look like my eyebrows, and my eyebrows are very, very sculpted. Like
she didn't take them down thin. She did more or less just take the edges down. I have
Right.
thick eyebrows. But like especially like once it gets to the edge, it was very
There was, like,
tapered.
a sharp
It was
edge,
very
yeah.
sharp pointed at the edge.
that's what you want, right?
That's what you want.
That's- yeah.
But is that
Your
what you
eyebrows
want?
look great, by the way. I didn't say that earlier. They
I
really
like
do.
how I'm able to do this now.
No,
rub
that's
your,
the
rub
best
your
feeling in the
eyebrows.
That's
world.
wild because if I so yeah, Steph's rubbing her eyebrows all around, and if I try to rub my eyebrows, you would see half of one come off right now, and I'm not.
I was like looking at
I'm
my
not
old.
playing that game.
I was looking at old photos from like Hawaii, and I was like, "Oh, why did I think that was okay? That looks so bad."
What's crazy too is I've seen really bad permanent makeup done on people, and it looks so good on you. Like
She followed my natural hairline,
no,
which was
she
good.
did well. Well, good because it
some
took
other
like
people-
18 hours
Yeah,
to
it took
finish.
forever.
So
Why get creative?
no, yeah, just
Eyebrows.
just do that. I have a client. I guess I can say that if I'm not saying anything else. And she's older and she's had permanent makeup done.
Yeah.
But because she's like verging on 60, like it becomes problematic at
faded.
some point.
Yeah.
Like her eyebrows are tattooed on black, first of all, which she is like a very white older woman.
Yeah.
And that's what they used to do. They used to just like stamp them on you. And she
Yeah.
also has her lipstick tattooed on, which I didn't know that you could do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Deanna, you gotta not do that.
Apparently, you can do anything
It's
these
not
days.
a lip liner. It's a whole lip color.
Wow.
And I had thought, like, maybe I'm being crazy, but she's eaten in front of me. And I'm like, no, that is, like...
They could do blush, too. I don't know
it's
how
so
they do
crazy.
that. That's odd.
Like, is it really that hard to do
Just
your
imagine
makeup
the healing
regimen?
process of, like, getting...
Yeah, you think chapped lips is bad. Just imagine, like, the tattooed,
Oh my
like,
God.
alligator
Oh.
skin flaking
I was
off.
just going to say I wouldn't let a needle come near my face, and then I realized how silly that
We were
sounds.
just talking about that.
I love needles. I like... For all the people in the world who have a fear of needles, I've taken all of that fear and turned it into my own love of them. I think
Into
they're great.
joy.
I love them. I know that that's crazy, but
Yeah, it is.
are you scared of them?
I am very uncomfortable with needles.
I don't like needles either because it's just, you're being stabbed. That's what I don't.
I mean,
I don't like. Being
I mean, yeah,
stabbed.
no, good. It's a good point. No.
I can't say the same.
Like, I'm not gonna lie and say it doesn't hurt. Like, when I donate blood, like, it's still very uncomfortable.
That's
to,
kind
like,
of a thicker
feel
needle
that.
too.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
feeling the life drain out of you.
When they take
Especially
my
when the
blood,
doctors
they
don't-
always ask, like, do you need to look away? And I'm always like,
Oh.
no.
Yeah.
Staring at it
I would
hard.
like to watch.
I don't know. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago when I donated blood. I was like, I felt an odd sensation in my arm where it just started twitching.
Oh my gosh.
Like this. And like this guy was having a conversation with me, and I was just like, my arm is twitching. And he was like, what? And I was like,
While you're not looking at it.
yeah, I was like, my arm is twitching. And I looked at it, and it was going, like this.
Oh,
Steph
and I
Vein
looked
is
like
at him,
beating like a heartbeat in her
and I was
arm.
like, "Is this normal?"
Steph's vein is pulsing
Yeah.
with the needle in it.
It literally was just like going like this, like
Yeah.
exactly
jumping
at that
like a
force.
jumping bean. Oh my god!
And I was
With
just
her
watching the needle just move, and I was just like, "Is this normal?"
That would have like
Well,
built
you got
joy
to,
into
you got to
me.
witness your heartbeat.
Yeah, he looked and he was like, "Oh, that's just the needle touching your what is it?
Artery
Your vein." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay." And he's like, "I'm just gonna adjust it real quick. How's that? Is that better?" And I was like, "I mean,
I
it feels
guess.
more normal because that's an odd feeling.
Yeah.
It just felt like tapping, but like tapping from skin up.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
odd.
I can imagine.
Sounds like a horror
Weird
movie.
feeling.
Very strange. It would make me happy. I'd be like, "Ooh, what's this?"
What a sensation!
Or have you guys ever done? I'm assuming you haven't, but have you guys ever done acupuncture?
I want to.
I want to. That's
So
no
there's
point.
on Adams, right here on Adams, there's a place called like Adams Integrative Healing or whatever, and I go there to get my chiropractic stuff done because I'm 90 years old and my back is in pain all the time. And they have acupuncturists in there. And my chiropractor is like, it'll be a good idea for you, and so they hit like. In Eastern medicine, they believe that there's like spots in your body, right, that hold on to a lot of energy. So the idea is that they put the needles into these energetic spots. And I've never seen that. Like the acupuncturist was like, that's totally normal. That's totally normal. I went because I was stressed and I had stopped sleeping. And I was like, I'm going to die. Please put me to sleep. And she put the needles in me, and they're tiny. They're like hair thin, so you can't even feel it when it goes in. Every once in a while, they'll hit a spot that you don't feel the needle going in, but you feel it when it hits something, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They just started popping out of me. Like, ping, 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 ping.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there watching these needles jump out of my arms, and she's like, oh, you have a very active chi. I don't know what that means.
I want to know if I'm active.
You know-
Watch it. I'm like a dud. Nothing's happening.
There's a great documentary about like all these points in your body. It's called Naruto.
Oh my gosh. I watch one anime and feel comfortable with it, and everybody has tried to turn me on to a million different animes, and I tried to watch Naruto, and then found out when I'm like on episode 1 that there's like 7 billion episodes, and I'm like, you know what? I will never be invested enough because I will never be an 8-year-old boy. Like, I can't go backward, and I can't start there.
What
I get
anime
it.
did you watch?
One Punch Man, which
yes.
is like
Fantastic.
excellent.
Because it skewers all the anime like Naruto.
Right, like if you're gonna watch an anime, watch one that's making fun of itself and also really well done.
Yeah,
like it's
super
really well done.
Season 2 not so much, but you know.
I didn't watch season 2 because I heard it wasn't good,
You
and I
don't
want
need
to
to.
preserve my memory of how much I loved the first
Just rewatch
season.
season 1.
It's really good. There's a lot of stuff on Netflix right now.
I'm saying
that
this,
I'm like,
this is
y'all are
coming to me
doing
as a
it.
shocker
What, the One Punch Man?
that you liked One Punch Man.
Just that one.
Just the one.
So people have been like, if you like that, you'll like, and I'm like, you're wrong.
Aw.
So people have tried to get me to watch Attack on Titan. It's not for me.
First
Yeah.
12 episodes, are good, in my opinion.
Naruto, it's not for me. I've watched a couple of like very artsy, kind of obscure ones,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I can get about an episode in, and then I'm like, this is really what bothers me is the voice actors they choose to use for Japanese women.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not saying that Japanese women sound like this because I have plenty of friends who I've had over the course of my life who are Japanese women
Sure.
whose voices didn't annoy
But
me.
Japanese women in anime do kind of sound like that.
They make me want to, it like makes me want to pull my hair out by the roots. I can't handle it. And in One Punch Man, that's not an issue for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
Because there's only like 2 women.
Right? Maybe I just hate women. Like I'm just not a huge
Anyone
fan.
ever throw Full Metal Alchemist at you?
They have, and I
Okay.
don't.
It's another starter
I
one.
don't
that,
hate it. That's the one where he has like no.
He's
Which
got
is
the
the
metal
one
arm.
that's the
Metal
gun
arm.
arm?
Oh,
No,
that's
what's
Trigun.
that one? Trigun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's
I-
another starter one.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
that's
older,
good.
but yeah.
I don't like hate any of
Both
them.
shows with men wearing red trench coats.
Yeah.
And there's
And
the
they're
one with
blonde.
like the vampire
Hunter D?
I
Or-
don't
Okay.
hate them, but I'm like I would rather watch a terrible show like Friends, which I hate and I know that I hate, than like try to become invested in this.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
I wonder, what do
I
you
don't
think?
even watch anime, but I did watch some on Saturday. I watched
Orin High School Host
Orin
Club.
High School.
I have seen
And that
the
one was pretty
thumbnail
fun.
of that, and no, it's not for me.
It's a great show.
It
and
was
it's
pretty
not for you
funny.
at all.
It's not
yeah,
for me.
it was pretty funny because how Roseanne explained it to me is it is not necessarily making fun, but like the characters or the men in this
Are
club
tropes.
represent the men in different anime styles.
Yeah, they're male tropes in anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a club where men try to make girls happy.
Yeah.
And it was pretty
I would like to go to that
interesting.
club.
It was actually really interesting because some of the guys in there
In
are
case
like
anyone's
ridiculously dramatic.
There's
And
Rebekah.
the
they're
strong-
hosts.
there's-
There you go.
There's the strong stoic guy.
Yeah.
Who has the deep voice. And
There's
then-
the little baby
Jordan,
guy.
I like that you have to do a deep voice to do the deep voice. That makes me very happy.
Does that mean he doesn't have a deep voice
Let
normally?
me get my man voice.
I mean, normally, no, I don't have a deep voice.
No, I was gonna say, do you two think that maybe she'd be able to hang with Neon Genesis?
I didn't start that yet.
Okay.
Ooh, I think that's
Because it's, I think conceptually and thematically,
Yeah.
that leans towards Rebekah.
yes,
But it is some anime.
yes, capital A. Anime.
Capital A. There we go. That's a good way to say it. Capital A anime. That might turn you off.
What % of it is anime? Just wondering.
Uh,
Go ahead and. Is it like 99 or is it?
I mean, like if we're just talking about the two
It's in
things.
the bait. He's just not taking
If
the
we're
bait.
just talking about the, I'm not going to do it. If you take just the amount of like thematic kind of character constructions,
Sure. Is it a bunch of murder?
murder happens.
Cool.
It's
like
You
that.
said it was like
it's
really messed up.
about aliens,
Ooh.
yeah, sort of.
Okay.
That keep coming to Earth, but they're called angels.
Okay.
And the only way to fight these angels, which are like kaiju size, big monster Godzilla size, is for like 12 and 13-year-old children to jump in equally sized robot monsters
Okay.
to fight.
Conceptually, you were right. I like it.
yeah.
But if it's too anime-y, that's my finger quotes. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what else to call it.
It's pretty anime-y,
I have
but
things
all
to
right.
say.
Well, here in defense of its anime-ness, it created what became anime-y.
Okay,
It
well,
is
then I
very
hate it
integral
automatically.
to like what other things took from it. It's a seminal kind of anime
First
show.
of all, I
It's
love
on
the
Netflix.
word seminal. Second of all,
Why
I just it rolls off the tongue, you know.
does it?
Okay. Just riding that line. So I lied to you. I've watched another anime, but this is when I was in high school that I watched FLCL.
Oh
Okay.
my God, I love
Because
that show
it's
so
really
much.
weird. It's really weird.
it's a
And the
pretty
animation
capital
is
A anime.
closer to like Invader Zim than
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is like other anime styles. But most importantly, what I need to tell you guys
Yes.
is a question.
Okay. Tell us your question.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Feast? Oh my God. Okay. Because everybody's hesitant. I know you have not
I
seen
don't
it.
think I have.
So I was talking with this with like a very dear friend of mine the other day. I am obsessed with horror movies and like horror genre, not torture movies, not anything gross like that.
Like slasher and monster.
Yeah, I like slasher
horror?
monster movies. I don't like what's the Hostel like and Saw.
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
aren't for me. And I don't want to
the
watch
torture
movies where
movies.
people are like just getting raped and crying. Like that happens
Yeah.
in the world every day. It's not for me. But like ghosts that haunt people.
Is Feast,
into.
Is Feast the movie where these people trick a vegetarian into eating meat?
First of all, no, but I
Okay.
really wish I could see that. So Feast is a product. I watched this so long ago. I was living in San Marcos.
Okay.
We only had a VCR.
Okay.
So we
2005
had it.
Feast?
Yeah. We had it on VHS. So there was a television show out, and it was like a competition television show, reality show called Project Greenlight.
Okay, I remember that.
Matt
That was
Damon and Ben
yeah.
Affleck were hosting it, and so the winner of that
Uh-huh.
created this movie called Feast.
Oh.
This is like it's my kind of horror, which is first of all it's a creature feature, which I love, which second of all puts it into the B category, like it's well made,
Yeah.
but it's a B movie.
Yeah, like a creature feature is always gonna kind of be a B
Right,
film.
like you're not watching I don't know, like big giant spiders or whatever that movie is called because you think it's actually going to be scary. But there's like some jump
Eight-legged
scares.
freak?
Thank
Is that
you.
what it is?
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. You were all over that.
Yeah, I sure am.
So Feast is like their. First of all, it has Henry Rollins in it, which like
All right.
stop the tape. I'm watching anything Henry Rollins does. Second of all, he's wearing a light pink velour jumpsuit, which is reserved for old Jewish men and black men. So I don't know how Henry Rollins happens to pull this off, but he does. Third of all, it's like set in like Nevada. They're at a bar and the aliens come or whatever, like the monsters, the aliens come.
That's just
it
where you
is-
are when it happens.
And then it just goes into like hokey gore fest.
Okay.
In a way that I love so much. Like, some of the characters don't have names. Like, they're named like female heroine and like
I
male
was
hero.
reading that. That's why I feel like I've seen it.
There's people who are like trying to shoot the monsters and instead they like accidentally shoot themselves and like kill themselves, which is great. And then this part is not PG-13, but I want to describe the movie to you, so I'm gonna really try to like ride this line.
Do this, please.
So at some point, one of the female characters like walks outside, and the aliens grab her somehow.
Okay.
I know. I should.
Just
Jordan's
waiting.
just holding the
Jordan,
beans.
just taunting beans at her.
And so the monster like throws her down on her back and starts like humping her face.
Okay.
To the point of completion, because when he leaves her face, she just spouts into the air. Like, her cheeks fill up and then she just spouts in the air, and it is one of my favorite scenes in any movie of all time.
It's another seminal movie.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so out of left field. Like, you're not expecting it. And even while he's like, it's like bunny humping, you know, it's all fast and terrible.
Yeah.
You're still just like, oh my God. And you're so caught up in the oh my God that you have no idea what's actually about to happen.
Okay.
You're not ready for it. You're too stuck in the moment.
The thing I love about this movie so much is that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have their names on it. Like, they are the executive producers of a film where a monster makes love to a woman's mouth. And I just think that's really beautiful.
I really feel like I've seen this. Does it show, like,
I
when it
want to now.
introduces characters, it'll be like the hero?
I think so.
And
I think
yes,
it's got
then
like the name under them.
I've seen it.
And they
but
made
it's been
3,
years.
and I think like the third one is called like the happy finish. Like, they're very the happy ending. Like, they're all very.
This almost sounds like Trauma level.
Yes, it's super ridiculous. It's one of my favorites. I hadn't thought of it in so long, and then somebody, like my really close friend, was telling me that they were reading a book about or watching something with aliens in it, and it like all came flooding back to me, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I need you to stop talking because I have to talk now. There's so many things that are really, really important. I don't know if you guys are horror movie fans though.
Oh,
Yeah.
love horror movies.
Varies. Like, I'm also not into the torture-y stuff. I like a good slasher monster creature feature because those typically either know what they are and aren't trying to be pretentious about it, or sometimes they'll take a interesting angle. And those are the things that I look for in horror movies. Like, by the supernatural horror genre, I'm kind of really bored of.
Oh, okay.
I've not seen anything new in it for so long. I'm kind of over all of it altogether.
That's fair.
Aww.
Like ghost movies.
Yeah.
Did you watch It Follows?
I did watch It Follows, and I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I felt by the time I got it, it was a little overhyped.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cinematography in that is really good, but I think that's what makes the whole movie is like they just do a good like those long
Otherwise,
shots.
Otherwise, there's nothing going on.
My like most recent and favorite, and I know it came out a long time ago, but Us. Did you guys see Us?
Us was good.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was like
So long ago, like 3 months.
Yeah, it was this year.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
somebody like streamed it on their whatever equivalent of Roku
Jordan
or
Peele
if
movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. We've seen a lot of movies, so I
Have
can't
you?
keep up.
They do see a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Well,
I watched Ma this weekend.
you watched what?
Ma?
Ma.
What
the
is
one
that?
with
Ma or Mama?
Ma.
Ma, the one with
Okay.
Octavia Spencer.
I thought that was Mama.
No, Mama is the
Mama's
one with
the 2 little girls
girl.
and
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where Octavia
Guillermo
Spencer...
del Toro.
for which one?
Did he help with Mama?
Jordan and I were having a side conversation.
I forgot.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
Ma is where Octavia Spencer wants to party with the high school kids.
That was real interesting.
Was it good?
I enjoyed it a
Ooh.
lot.
I felt it could have gone either way.
Did you watch it too?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I was kind of leery about how good it could be.
It's good in a way of like, wow, if
Like
someone was that crazy.
It's very much thriller, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about crazy people. I'm living that movie. I'm gonna make a movie about this.
It's just, it's
Just turn the
interesting
camera on.
to see how far someone would go in a sense of like revenge, if that makes sense.
Well, obviously you have not seen the hit TV show Revenge.
Yeah, I have not seen that yet.
I haven't seen that either. I have no interest.
The show literally ends
is
with,
about how far will someone go?
Yeah, no, and the show literally ends with the lead character having the heart of the lead villain inside of her.
That's a whole
amazing.
other horror movie I've
I'm
seen.
into it.
Yeah, that's real complicated. How many seasons is that?
That's like 5 or 6 seasons.
No.
I don't know if I'm committed right now.
That was a show me and my dad used to watch week to week, and then we fell off eventually.
Did you guys see it's called My Friend Dahmer? That's been my other favorite horror
really
movie.
wanna
I
watch
still want to watch it.
I feel
Serial
like
killer
it's
stuff doesn't do anything for me.
that's fair. I wouldn't even know if it's like a horror movie because it's like supposedly about like a childhood friend of his, somebody who like lived in the town, wrote a book about what he was like. And so it's like almost like
maybe thriller.
yeah, and it's almost documentary, but it's
Autobiographical,
not. Like the acting is really well done, and it really rides that line super well of like you should have empathy for this person versus what they did is unacceptable.
They humanize him.
Right. What I really like about that is that I think like generally as a society we have this idea that like people will say, oh, like that person shot and killed somebody because they're mentally ill, or like that person's a serial killer because they're mentally ill, and I feel like it's all or nothing. Like either everybody who commits violence against another human is mentally ill because they're not thinking the way that typical humans do, or nobody is, and they're all just typical humans, and we all have this like capacity inside of us.
Yeah.
And I just liked watching, like, they didn't give you an answer to any
That's
questions.
good.
They were just like,
that's cool.
Yeah.
this is the reality of what things were.
Yeah.
And, FBI says we have like 300 plus active serial killers in the United States at any given moment. So, like, you should know, Anthony.
We're real bad at solving murders.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
we are.
We are
It's real
woefully bad.
frustrating.
It's sad for like a billion different reasons. What's
Yeah.
sad for me is like, stop killing people.
Like I was just like a week ago or so, I was listening to the Crack podcast, and they were talking. I forget the subject, but they were talking about the closure rate in America.
Yeah.
Is like, I think round to like 2/3 of murders are solved.
Yeah.
And even then, some of them are just like, well, this is the guy we could pin it on.
Yep.
Like regardless of
totally.
innocence.
Yeah.
A third of murders are
Just go
unsolved.
unsolved.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like, I listened to this podcast. It's by Paul Holes and Billy Jensen, and Paul Holes was one of the main detectives who helped to catch the
I've heard of this podcast.
Golden State Killer.
Oh, yeah.
And what they do on the podcast
He
is
was on the Cracked podcast that I was listening to.
He's great. Paul Holes is like an American hero. Like, not
Also
only is he
great
very
porn name.
handsome, first of all, there's a hashtag hot for holes for people who are like into Paul Holes. And he makes like a good point about the fact that he even lets himself have celebrity status, is that it used to be like back in the 50s that they were like detectives, and you like idolize the detectives, and now so many shows are about idolizing criminals, and so he likes bringing that back into the forefront.
Yeah.
But their whole podcast is that they talk about either cold cases or solved cases that there may be more victims on, and then they utilize like the people who are listening to crowdsource and be able to use social media.
Yeah, social media, he was talking about, is a big part.
Did they use that term, the golden age? Because they're talking
think,
about right now. It's my favorite, like,
fork it.
I'm gonna take two. It's my favorite
Forking.
thing. Like,
Nice.
the golden age of serial killers is like, I want serial killers to be caught. I want to know who does stuff like that. I'm really sad that I made that decision officially right now because I have two beans in my hands that I have to eat, and I've never done this before.
Well,
But it wouldn't have been a good show.
At worst, it is vomit and rotten eggs.
Okay.
At best, it's tutti frutti.
I'm gonna
I
do
have
this.
one worry.
Oh, it's not good. Dog food?
I feel like that's earthworm.
Dog food is a
that
real
dog-
is a real
Dog food
flavor.
one, yeah.
I'm just gonna swallow it without chewing anymore. I feel like that's fine, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
totally
As
fine.
long as you. I
I feel like this one's gonna be bad too. Like,
feel like it's okay.
I just know who I am. Oh, it's pina colada.
Nice. There you
That's
go.
a lovely way to wash the dog food out of
Yeah,
my
dog
mouth.
food is not great, but it's tolerable.
It's tolerable, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite thing I've ever done. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys.
I would hope not. I would hope your life has gotten better than eating dog food.
You know,
That- no,
recently,
that's the pinnacle.
recently, if you had been like, continue living with your roommate or eat dog food for the rest of your life, I'd be like, call me Apple.
It's
I'm
maybe the
done.
peak of your week.
That might be true.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, tomorrow I'm moving, and then I will be out on my own in the middle of all of my neighbors who don't speak English, which I am gonna get to learn use my Spanish skills.
There you go.
Even today in Spanish, the woman I was talking to was like, "You're not very good at speaking Spanish." I was like,
Oh, goodness.
"Correct."
Mija, just stop.
No.
No.
No, she's hot. She's not old. I have hot neighbors.
I'm listening.
Yeah. I mean, she's got 4 kids. That didn't stop you the way that I thought it would. Not like a bullet. And a husband. Nothing has stopped you so far.
I mean, it's all consensual.
Here's the thing, single
all
and
good.
not single moms. Anthony's available.
Hey, I have dated moms before. I'm not against it.
Don't talk about Jordan's mom on this podcast. It's rude.
She's a lovely woman. I tell you what.
That you're living with.
Spicy. She is spicy, I tell you.
She's spicy. Yeah. I don't know if Jordan's mom would appreciate me speaking about that way.
I don't think he appreciates
Jordan's hands are on his hips
I'm
in the
wondering
most
I wonder if I could push Jordan over the edge.
As soon as I pointed that out, he like moved them to a more masculine stance on his hips.
He was like,
they
I
were
don't
like
know.
they were very flared out. Like it was a very like indignant.
Jordan, let me tell you something about your mother. You might not know this.
Oh my gosh!
What?
I know. I just wanted to hear more about his mom. I was like really ready.
I might verge over the PG rating, so I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Spicy woman. That's what I know about her
It wouldn't
now.
be anything new I've heard that a 12-year-old has not said to me. On Call
That's
of
fair.
Duty.
Oh my god.
This week.
That's the worst. The kids learn how to talk smack, right?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yep.
That early? And they don't realize that at some point
bad.
they're going to get whooped on the street. Like,
Yeah.
At some point you'll try to talk like that in person.
I can't wait. I feel like we have to be coming into the age of that generation that started the smack talking on Xbox.
Yeah.
Like they've got to be getting into their like early 20s where they start mouthing off in bars and somebody is just going to knock them out.
Yeah.
I really do hope so. And also though, it occurs to me that like
nature,
early
right?
20s,
That's just nature correcting itself.
like people own businesses and like they're real adults, which freaks me out because I'm like,
Oh, I hate it.
ancient.
Yeah.
I hate it. I see so many people like applying for these nice apartments and houses that I rent, and like I see the application like 25, and then I see how much they make, and I'm like, I should just.
I guess I'll
end
just
it.
kill myself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna end it on a very special episode. I'm just gonna be done with this.
Oh, you're gonna kill yourself on the podcast?
Yeah, it's a very special episode of the podcast.
I'm really
edit
interested
it?
in how that would be.
Wow.
What's that?
Gonna
Like,
edit
who's
it.
gonna edit it?
Good point,
How
Steph.
are we gonna
It'll-
put this
Dang,
online?
Bill. that
It'll
was
have to
deep.
be. It'll have to be a live podcast.
That was deep. Stephanie
know what that
did
also
not give
says?
any
Yeah.
cares about Anthony dying. She just want to make sure her
It
voice
also,
gets out there.
also says no one's gonna pick up the work.
No, like
Like, oh well, he's dead.
Because I thought about it
Well,
and I was
guess
just
the
like,
show's over.
I guess we just
who's
walk
gonna
out of
edit
the
it? And I was like,
room.
well, maybe Jordan can, but I mean,
on that note,
I absolutely will
as
not.
your special guest, I have to wind down my time here, which I hate doing to you guys.
How much can we squeeze out of you?
I could probably do like another 5 minutes.
5
I know.
minutes.
Okay.
I was gonna try and get a random question.
Okay,
out of you.
let's
Do
do
that
it.
in
Let's
5
do
minutes?
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll hang. I don't need spackle that badly.
Right.
Nobody does. Yes.
oh, there you go.
See?
Siri, give me a number between 1 and 45.
A random number between 0 and 100 is 53.
Not even. I mean, I can't even use that number, Siri.
That's
Siri,
a.
give me a number between 1 and 45.
A random number between 1 and 45 is 18.
Okay.
Thank you, British Siri.
British Siri. The classiest of all the series.
Yes.
Thank you, Beery.
Oh.
She said 18,
Good.
right?
Yeah, she said
She
18.
said 18, yeah.
When is it okay to eat something? The 5-second rule. Wait, we've talked about this.
Yeah, we
Okay,
did that
pick
one.
another one. 27.
27?
Okay, there you
Okay.
go.
That's me being Siri.
Time freezes for everyone but you for 1 day.
Okay.
What do you do?
I rob a lot
yeah.
of banks. Like, too many banks? Oh, okay. This isn't like legally binding, right?
No.
No.
I burn my roommate to the ground.
not the house, just the room.
I mean, Anthony and I had this conversation before you guys got here, And he convinced me that property is valuable, and so I should not burn the property because it's done nothing wrong.
Because
but if
she's not
time,
mad at the property.
Yeah.
She's mad at the person.
if time froze tomorrow, okay. First thing I'm doing, I'm not even gonna burn her because I feel like it's just not like depthy enough. But I am gonna like. Anyways, I'm gonna murder my roommate. So let's start there.
Wait, does physics still apply?
Like, can I pick her up like a board?
Yeah, and it's like leave her like suspended in the air.
Ooh, I like that.
I was like, you should just inconvenience
Well,
her.
here's the thing. If time is
Feel
frozen, I could
free
throw
to
her off
play
a
both
bridge.
sides of it.
Okay.
She could be in the water. If she's in the water, she's going to drown, right? Or is like breathing frozen? Who knows?
Once the 24 hours is up and time resumes,
Right.
yeah,
Here's the
she'll
thing.
find herself suddenly.
If I can't drown her while she's frozen, I'm just going to burn her alive. Like, that's what's going to happen.
well,
So
if she's frozen, then the fire's not going to affect her either because she's frozen. So you have to put her in a
Lord.
position that
Okay.
when the 24 hours is up.
okay. So like teetering on the edge of a very tall building.
Okay.
Okay. So that when time
All right.
unfreezes.
What about this? You like have her just tipping over the Coronado Bridge.
Ooh, I
So
like that.
as soon as time goes, she cannot catch herself. Gravity is taking hold.
I'm super into that.
Okay.
I'm there. I'm here for it. I was going to say I was going to put her in cement, but I do think that's too dirty. Like, I don't feel good about her waking up choking to death, which shows the depth of compassion that I have, I would like to point
Oh,
out.
I was gonna say just like suspend her midair and put
Can't-
a bunch of knives under her.
Can't choke to death. Oh, like that dude with the balloons and the knives. That video's was resurfacing.
Genius. And then
I
I
would
went,
just want to inconvenience her.
Here's the thing. I
Like
have
take her
gone,
wallet and all her important documents
Rebecca
and like
has had a
punch
week.
stuff out.
You know
Because
what?
then she'd have to
You're
get that fixed.
You're not wrong.
Like cut it in 4 ways and then toss it in different
Or just
directions.
take it. Like, just take all her stuff. Here's the thing. I've gone through the point of just being inconvenienced by her to the point of, like, hoping that the universe causes her bodily damage and that I don't have to be the one to bring down the hammer of justice.
Yeah.
Karma's a mean girl.
Yeah, that's what I keep remembering. But, at least I would punch her real hard in the face. Like, one
Of
time,
course.
I mean,
just break her nose.
time is frozen. You could wail on her.
That's
just
right.
like in Click.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, I can
You
click.
can
Then I
pinch her
would-
with tweezers.
Oh. Then I would go to the banks. I mean, just one, really. I don't need that much. I would go to the bank. I would take a lot of cash.
Steph, have we talked about your dream torture? Of like how to torture somebody
You have a dream torture?
Which one was that?
using nail clippers?
Steph,
Oh yeah, I was like nail clippers.
Steph is surprisingly dark.
I like that about her.
Yeah.
I might nail clip her a little bit. I might bring stuff along, let you live out your dream. And then I would somehow, like all the houses that are just like rental houses out on the beach that nobody actually lives in.
I'm
Yeah.
aware of
Yeah.
them.
I would find a deed, make sure my
just,
name
like,
gets
sign your
on
name
that,
on
and
it.
just be like, this belongs to me.
Yeah.
Somebody else is going to pay the taxes on it, but I live here now.
Actually, I wouldn't rob banks because they keep track of those bills. So just rob a bunch of convenience stores or places. What?
Or, like,
Or
people.
just rob people.
Yeah, I would,
They
or just
can't
rob people.
move.
Yeah, it's
True.
true.
and I might, if I could like choose to unfreeze things, I might go to Disneyland.
I was thinking that actually. If it's a world where just the people are frozen and everything else works, like a day at Disneyland.
Totally.
Like just doing everything 5 times.
Yeah.
How? Everything's
No,
frozen.
You could
In a world
you could
where only
unfreeze
people are
things.
frozen.
Okay.
Like, you
No,
can
So they're
unfreeze
just on the
machines.
ride the whole time with you?
Well, you
I
can pick
mean,
'em up
I
and
could
move
pick them up and throw them out.
Okay.
Take a cart to
Leave them
myself.
on the tracks. Ooh, you could do that to my roommate.
There we go. On the last ride. I don't want
Convenient
They
for
just wake
everybody.
up like
Splash
this.
Mountain breaks down enough as it is.
That's
No,
the,
like-
that's the superpower I'd want, is to be able to freeze time.
I would 100% like go.
You just said the
Take it
the full bar
like a
phrase.
man.
I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought I would.
Yeah,
taken
you
any
are.
of them.
Surprising.
You are, and I'm not happy about it. I just
So Jordan is shaking up the jar. Anthony's not looking. He's taking a bean out right now. And it
Orangey
looks
bean?
fine.
I don't.
It's
No,
orangey.
no speckles.
I think that's gonna be fine. I think that's
All
another.
right.
Cocktail
Why is,
one.
I mean, I'm the only one who got a gross one. You don't look upset.
Nope.
It's probably
Alright.
like orange sorbet.
Yeah, it's some kind of orangey one.
It's bull hockey.
Marmalade.
Yeah, inside of the jars is the Bernie Bott's magical beans,
Okay.
every flavor bean, the Bamboozled, which is the Bernie Bott's knockoff,
Okay.
and a box of Jelly Belly cocktail flavored.
Oh, that's nice
Which
of
is
you.
where the pina
to
colada
add,
came in.
To add that in.
Yeah.
It's just the random beans that we've been collecting.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It served.
beans,
It
you know.
finally served a purpose.
Next week, kidney beans. What?
But like, I would want to go to like.
Kidney beans in there.
And lima beans.
Black.
A barbecue
that.
bean.
African American. Solid. I'm really proud of that.
I'd want to go to like movie lots, like backstage movie lots, and
Oh.
like museums and whatnot, like
Oh.
things where I can actually like get close to that I would either be too crowded or would never be able to get inside.
Sure.
Like I think it'd be
That place at Disneyland, that fancy restaurant.
yeah,
Club
like Club-
61
Club
or
22,
20,
Oh.
89, 97.
96.
69.
You said 33?
Yeah, I said Club 33.
I forget.
It has a name.
It's 96
And it
backwards.
starts with club.
Yeah, it's a club.
Oh, I like that.
But like, I mean, just like going through Disneyland and like getting off the rides.
And I feel like also I would like go to places where the KKK is like
Disney Club
active
33.
and well,
Nailed it.
and like take all their
Dumb Ash.
Hats.
Oop, I called myself out.
Ooh,
I feel like if I'm talking about the
genuinely.
KKK, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't.
We're
shouldn't
PG.
count.
We don't call it out.
And then I would take their heads off, and then I would take pictures of them.
Oh,
That
all
would-
right,
Oh.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not going to be good, you guys.
Ooh, is it a white
Yeah,
one?
that one looks kind of
Is
weird.
it like a creamy white?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do you already know what it is?
I think so.
I don't think it's gonna be good.
It's not good.
No,
It's like dirty socks or something.
I
I
don't
don't know
think
what
Dirty
it
Socks
is.
is one.
I have to swallow it. It's so bad.
I don't,
Oh my god. That was the worst thing that's ever happened
I
to
don't
me.
know which one
Rotten
that is.
eggs.
Is that vomit?
It tasted familiar in a bad way.
Vomit has like a colorful
Oh, that
texture
was
to
awful.
it. I don't know. We've got the key,
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
the images on the
there.
boxes and everything there.
It tastes like old cheese.
Oh, there is a moldy cheese.
Oh,
There's a moldy
okay.
cheese one.
Well,
There's a moldy cheese.
my palate is really good. So.
Nailed it.
Oh
Also,
my God.
they're really good at nailing these flavors.
Yeah.
We've had a long
I wonder if
discussion
they
about
like
it.
if they like make the flavor. Is that what you guys talked about? Do they make
Spoiled
They have
milk.
to
gross
test it.
flavors first,
Like,
and
they're-
then do they name them? That's
Well,
what I always
like,
wonder.
Because getting that flavor so specifically, you have to taste test it.
Yeah.
Oh,
you-
that's
let-
Just like
disgusting.
with earthworm, like
I'm really
Yeah.
not happy about
Oh
that.
yeah, there's an earthworm.
Oh, okay.
the earthworm flavor.
Was
What
it
does that
white
taste like?
or like tan?
It was kind of a
It was, like,
tanny,
creamy.
creamy looking
Okay,
one.
it might be moldy cheese then.
That was probably moldy.
Yeah, I mean,
cheese,
that's-
yeah.
Like when I said familiar in a bad way, I was like, it tastes like old dairy, old dairy,
Oh.
old dairy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because there's
old
also
cheese.
spoiled milk.
Oh, you
Spoiled
guys.
milk is not good either.
It is
I
not
forgot
That
if I
was
tried that. I feel
not
like I've tried the
pleasant.
cheese.
Yeah. Now we have all tasted all of the flavors.
for
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
I
Earwax
guess
was oddly
for a bit.
interesting.
Yeah,
Right?
Earwax wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And also, you guys are all wrong. I would just rob everything. Like, I'd go to an electronics store. I'd go to, like, Costco.
You're not trying to do any social justice, Jordan?
Nah, son. Because,
You trying to get into the White House?
Fair.
nah, son.
Oh,
I'd still
that's
have to
smart
come
too.
back.
You could
That's-
assassinate the president.
But that's all that time traveling, though.
Oh, that's good.
We don't say like
You said 24 hours.
yes, but your placement is irrelevant.
I'd try to get a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Ooh, that would be good.
At least somewhere in
Steph,
the
you
day.
can do that now.
No,
No,
you
you
cannot.
can't.
Have
No,
you tried to
they're-
go to Popeyes
You
recently?
can't go
They have like
anywhere to go.
they have like a new thing, and there's
It's
like
a chicken
memes about it.
sandwich.
It's the only reason I know about it.
Yeah.
They
I
have
know-
like
I
a
know
new
they're-
sandwich.
They're beefing
and
with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
you can't
on
get
that.
one.
Yeah.
Like they're sold out everywhere.
Oh, okay.
unless you
So
go, like,
everyone's
first
rooting
thing.
for Popeyes now.
It's like Tickle Me Elmo, but
That's the best
Yeah.
thing that's
meat.
happened to him since Little Nicky.
Yes. That's 100%.
All right,
I like
answer
Popeyes,
your
too.
question. I ate. Haha.
Yes. Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say I ate gross beans.
He said
okay.
he said the centennial word.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, I can say it. He said 100%.
Yeah,
You could do it.
she
That's
Because
said
I
it.
don't have a problem with
you.
it. I'd say correct a lot. Like that's the terminology. Just put it in your mouth. That's
Ooh.
not what
Actually-
she said.
That is
Oh.
that looks dangerous.
Record this at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I'm gonna. I
I
have
didn't
to
finish
bounce.
that. Everyone who's listening, I did not finish saying that word.
You
didn't.
almost did, though.
I almost
You
did.
Did not.
I caught myself.
Okay, here we go. I don't know what it is. I'm not looking forward to it at all. No.
Do you know what it is?
Oh, is that earthworm?
No.
Oh no!
What is it? It's really bad.
It's kind of salty, isn't it?
Ew.
Oh, it's booger.
It's booger.
Ew. Ew. Oh my god, your face.
It's an odd salty taste, isn't it?
Okay, real quick.
Yes.
Let me promote myself
Yes.
and then
Yes.
be out of your hair.
Okay.
I know you
To my
guys.
teeth.
You guys absolutely love me, which I appreciate. And you guys are always so supportive, which I also appreciate. I'm playing at the Rabbit Hole on the 5th.
Okay.
That's right here on Adams.
Okay.
It's a 3-hour show. So
Ooh.
if anybody could
Of just
come
you,
at
or
any
like-
point,
oh, okay.
it would be great just to have people in the audience to like riff with and not do a full 3 hours. That weekend is wild for me. So
This is the weekend of this podcast release.
okay, great. So then on Thursday, I'll be playing at the Rabbit Hole. On Saturday, I'm playing at the Kensington Cafe, which is like, they love me there. It's always a fun show. You can come get food. The last time I was there was a table
This is
full
actually pretty good.
of gay men and their mothers, and the men were literally kissing me during the the show. They were like, I was singing songs and they were kissing me on the face. It was great. And then, Saturday I'm playing a private show, so that has nothing to do with you guys, but it's cool to be able to say out loud.
I like private shows.
I know, it's a weird brag, but yeah, so I've got 3 shows next week, which is
In a
crazy.
row.
3 shows in a row. I'm doing the thing.
And if you can't make it to those shows, at least listen to her album,
Oh, thank
her
you,
EP
Jordan.
on Spotify.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jordan.
For Rebekkah Darling.
It's Rebekkah Darling, 2 Ks and an H. You'll be able to read it in the show notes, I'm sure. And also, it's so crazy to be able to say this. It's everywhere that you stream music. Like,
Wow.
it blows my mind that you can say, like, hey, Alexa, play Rebekkah Darling. And then she does. Like,
I'll make a video later.
my mind is blown. You can watch it on YouTube. You
That's
can
how
do
we're
it
gonna-
on
that's how
Apple
we're gonna try
Music,
and go
Google
out.
Music, all of it. So you can, like, anywhere that you are listening to music, you can find it. My cousin works at Pandora and told me the day that it came out on Pandora, and I was like, nobody cares. No
We
one's
care.
listening to
We
Pandora. You guys are honestly, like, the greatest. I was having a rough day, and you guys cheered me up. So I hope that I get to come back
Good.
and do this with you more,
Yay.
because it's super fun. And maybe I'll see you guys out this week.
Yes, of this podcast.
Okay.
Yes, this week of this
Of
podcast.
the release of this
I'm
podcast.
trying to live in podcast time. Maybe
You
I'll
are.
see you guys on the 5th at the Rabbit Hole.
You
Maybe.
might see that. I'm a very committed gamer.
That's fair. All right, then you have to come out to the Kensington Cafe,
I'll
which
come
you
to the
will.
Ken-
I
I'll
know.
come to the Ken one.
All right, guys, thank you.
Sure. See ya.
See ya.
We're just gonna wrap up anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need you guys to know before I leave that my seat is so sweaty. I've just been sliding across it this entire time.
All right, I'll put a Craigslist
I
ad
would-
up.
yeah, can you sell it for like $500?
Yeah.
I'll split it with you.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
All right, for real. Bye, guys.
So this comes to the end of our first no swear September.
Yes.
A nice. It's actually a good thing we came up to a short podcast.
Yes.
We
yes.
hit an hour. We've got 5 shows this month.
My breath smells like booger.
Yep.
Sure does.
Mine tastes like strawberries and oranges.
Lucky you.
Yeah. So this is going to give us enough storage space that we don't have to totally drop like a super sucky final episode at the end of the month.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
sounds like we're all in tin cans.
Yes.
So if you are supporting the No Swears September, if you've enjoyed us dancing around verbiage, getting caught, going 3 in a row,
Yeah.
which I don't think is going to be the first time for me. I see myself as a reaction
Yeah.
to just
You're
continue.
gonna fall down that spiral.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see if anyone breaks my record of 3 in a row, which will probably be me. If it's not me, it's going to be a guest. I think you guys are too good for this. But share everything that we're doing from our social medias, which can be found at Steph.
All our social medias are on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at LORC Podcast.
That's right. Jordan, if they have yet to be subscribed to this podcast, where are the subscribable places?
You can subscribe to us on Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio. If you really want to use it, it's not a good app. Apple Podcast, all the streaming services of your choice.
Very
generally.
And if you would like to email us, which we do reply affirmatively, you can email us at lorcpodcast@gmail.com. In fact, now that I have replied, the amazing Anna, who emailed us with her amazing burger recipe, which, I mean, it's a home burger, so it's kind of outside the kind of zone of where we were talking. It's kind of cheating. But let me tell you this. Sauteed mushrooms.
Yum.
Okay.
Pepper and Worcester mixed into the burger.
Yes.
Grilled.
Yes.
Grilled pretzel bun with coconut oil.
Oh.
Fried egg and coconut oil. So we'll take that out
I'm
for
out
you.
now.
Yeah. Well, you could take the fried egg off.
Yeah.
That's
No egg. With peppers and chives.
Okay.
Clausen's garlic pickle. Beefsteak tomato.
Ooh.
Mayo and mustard.
Well.
All right, so no mayo for you either.
Yeah.
Spoil sport. That does sound real good.
It does sound good.
Yeah. But she really enjoys this podcast. She wanted to give something back. So she Venmos me some money and an Amazon link, and we're going to try Moroccan snacks in a couple weeks.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Anna.
So if you
Thank
reach out to
you.
us, we can make connections and stuff like that. It's super cool.
That's really sick.
Yeah. So, Steph, if they want to find you on the internet in general, how do they do so?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Stephanoids. STEPHUHNOIDS.
Can you give us a preview of what things they could find on your Instagram?
You could see pictures of what I do on the weekends and conventions I go to and my hamster and food.
I feel like you were fishing for something, but
You can find a lot of stuff. Cute things.
Okay. All right, Jordan. Where do they see your stuff?
Just go to any of the big social media platforms at Jordan is a Bear. You can find me there. I just wanted to rhyme a little bit.
Continue rhyming.
No, I'm done. That's it. That's all I had. Barry.
And if you want to blank my blank, then go ahead and find me at Graphite Night on the Twitter and not the Instagram.
Well, one day.
One day you'll get your Instagram back.
I'm kind of giving up
Even
hope.
we have to go to Instagram Street.
True. One Instagram street
Yep.
in Instagram, California.
And speak to William Instagram.
9211
Mr.
Instagram.
William Instagram. My friend wants his Instagram back.
Oh, okay. Here you go. Bink.
You know how amazing that would be if we could do that?
Right?
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing.
You know what else would be amazing?
What else?
Okay, Google. Play Dirtbag by Rebekkah Darling on Spotify.
Okay, here's Rebekkah Darling on Spotify.
She holds her hand in the fire. She doesn't learn from pain, keeps her stuck in the same place. Maybe she'll never change. Watches good wash away like water running off her fingertips down the drain. She wants to hide from her thoughts. She wants to hide in the dark. She wants to run from the light. She wants to run from the good. She can't handle anything but bad. But give her a dirtbag, give her a weirdo, give her someone who's got nothing to live for.
So this is an addendum to the podcast.
Yes.
We just received a text from Leland who has thoughts on the previous episode, the burger episode.
Okay. So let's. There are 7 points that he makes to us, and we'll just round robin them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I'll start off. Hi, all. This week's thoughts. Number 1. I am working on which day we go to Scary Farm. All the details will be in the annual Facebook event page I set up. Working my angle to get us them awesome passes again. Hopefully, Anthony won't.
This is the addendum.
I
Doesn't
read
count.
it.
Okay, doesn't count?
Yeah.
Puss out this year. And I did not. I had a real shitty fucking migraine, so eat a dick.
2, Jordan, bro, you said 100%. 3 times. Wait,
3 times?
3 times before the 5-minute mark.
What?
This was all before you guys remembered about the challenge. Retroactively, I feel a bean must had, which I did.
We got you once
Yeah.
before we realized that the game was still going.
Yeah.
I don't remember 5, 3. Wow.
There's 3 and stuff.
Oh, yeah. 3. Best fast food burger. Carl's Double Western Bacon Cheese. Best restaurant burger, Red Robin.
Yum.
And if there's no waiter or waitress, then it's not a sit down. Just because you ordered at the Clown's Mouth, then sat down, don't mean shit.
So, like, a burger lounge is still a fast food to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, I miss you guys.
Aw, we miss you too, Leland. Number 5, Jordan. I respect your love for Taylor Swift. I do. She's not my thing, but I get you. Not understanding Madonna is okay. She's not your jam, but you have to realize that she did pave the way for all sorts of female stars, which I totally
Yeah,
understand.
no one argued that. No one argued
such
that.
such as your girl, meaning Taylor Swift. I'd urge you to give her like a prayer album, music, Ray of Light, and Confessions on the Dance Floor a listen. Widely considered her best and most acknowledged with fans and critics. Thank you for that, and I will take a listen to those.
6. Anthony, stop eating expired food.
You're not the boss of me. And number 7, Steph. I got nothing this week. You do you, boo.
Yay! I'm doing me. I'm doing it and doing it and doing it well.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye!